Hey, it's me again. It's Matt. I'm doing a little movie, and I'm gonna do my synopsis of Super Bowl 43 tonight. In case you were one of the maybe two or three people that didn't watch tonight's Super Bowl. It was, I guess, yesterday now technically, because it is Monday now. It's after midnight. So, as you all probably know, maybe you've heard on your news, or you watched the game maybe, if you heard of the game. The Steelers win another Super Bowl. They win their sixth Super Bowl in the history of their franchise, and everybody's happy. And they beat the Arizona Cardinals, who were surprisingly, I mean, I don't think there could have been one person, if you were a gambler or outside of being a gambler or maybe a real hardcore Cardinals fan, if one still exists or a few still exist, that you would have even thought that the Cardinals would have made maybe the playoffs, but not get to the Super Bowl, of course. I don't know what the odds were on the Cardinals even making it to the Super Bowl, let alone giving the Steelers one hell of a game, because the game tonight was one hell of a game. Very entertaining. I was surprised about how entertaining the game was. It was a lot of fun. I found myself intrigued by it, even though this is not really a matchup. A lot of people would have thought would have been intriguing, the Steelers and the Cardinals. No, but a lot of people thought the Cardinals were going to win, maybe because they were just hope. I don't know if they were either hopeful or, like I said, gamblers or whatever they were. But Cardinals put up a really good fight. I think they did a few things wrong. I mean, maybe not wrong, but I mean, they didn't go to Larry Fitzgerald enough in the beginning. But I think they were really trying to loosen up this is my quick synopsis for you sporting people out there who want to hear another perspective, even though it's pretty much a perspective of a combination of everybody else who watched the game. The Cardinals, they started out slow, but I mean, if you watch any Super Bowl for probably maybe about the past 5 Super Bowls, let's say, the first half of every Super Bowl is excruciatingly boring. It's never high scoring. I can't even remember the last time there was a really high scoring first half in a Super Bowl. Maybe when the Cowboys were playing Buffalo back in the early '90s or something like that, perhaps. But that's about the only thing I can think of. But low scoring first half. The first half ended crazy with the longest play in the history of the Super Bowl, with James Harrison getting a 100-yard score. So that was really exciting. But then in the second half, Arizona just jumped on them. They had a good no-huddle offense going on. Pittsburgh couldn't get set on their defense. And all of a sudden, Kurt Warner was finding Larry Fitzgerald, because he couldn't find him in the first half. So he was hooking up left and right. Fitzgerald ended up with 2 touchdowns and well over 100 yards receiving, I believe. But wasn't enough. I mean, it was all passing. Kurt Warner, if you saw one of the little things at the bottom with stats, he has the 3 highest passing totals in the history of the Super Bowl. I think he has 1, 2, and 3 now. I think this was the second. He had 377 yards tonight or something like that. But on the other side, the Pittsburgh Steelers, they did enough on defense. The one defensive score, you could call it the deciding factor, because they ended up winning by 4. I don't think they covered the spread. I think the spread was 7 at the end. So they didn't cover, but they still won. So, and Santonio Holmes, I guess this was like his big coming out game, and what better game to come out than in a Super Bowl? Kind of reminded me a little bit of Deion Branch, but I think Santonio Holmes is vastly superior to Deion Branch in a lot of ways. So that's the whole thing with the Super Bowl. Final score was 27-23, and it was a good game up until I had a little problem at the end with the whole fumble thing. I thought it was really anticlimactic. But that's the nature of the game. They didn't review it, and that's how the game ended. But I guess that was way too abrupt, and it was a little weird also. But with the NFL this year, you don't know what's weird and what's not anymore with all the trouble they were having this year. So that's the Super Bowl. Thanks for hearing me out on that. Now, in the spirit of football, I just want to review a quick movie. Any Given Sunday. I thought I'd keep with a football theme tonight. If you haven't seen Any Given Sunday, football movie by Oliver Stone. A lot of people don't like it. A lot of people actually hated it. I thought it was a really kind of good take on superstars in the NFL. Anybody like T.O. or even Lawrence Taylor, who was essentially playing himself in this movie. This is like probably how gritty and how true football is. If anybody watched Playmakers a long time ago, Playmakers is probably a blatant ripoff to what this movie was. Playmakers was a show on ESPN a while back, which actually was pretty good, but just a little too racy, I guess, for ESPN. Who, I think once they did that Disney merger, that was pretty much it for that show. But the movie was good. This is like Jamie Foxx's first big acting role. Al Pacino plays Al Pacino as usual. I thought everybody was really good in it. I mean, I really didn't have a problem. Terrell Owens is actually in the movie, which is funny to me. And he was playing a very un-Terrell Owens role. He was basically I guess he was a number one receiver. I think he was more like the number two receiver. Bill Bellamy was more like the number one. He was more like Terrell Owens. So the movie's good. Has a lot of symbolism to gladiators. You know how Oliver Stone likes to have symbolism in all of his movies. There weren't any naked Indians in this, but there was a lot of Ben-Hur references and ancient gladiators and how football players are modern gladiators. So they have all that stuff. But overall, I thought it was a really good take on football and how it was directed. It was directed very well. And of course, Oliver Stone has his cameo in it as a booth announcer, along with Barry Switzer. And that's about it. I give Any Given Sunday 3.5 out of 5. Not perfect, not great, but it's probably in my top 3 football movies of all time, I would have to say, just for what it kind of did for the football genre of movies and everything. Other than that, that's about it tonight. Thanks for watching or listening, and I'll be having another review later on in the week. So, see you later.